My name is Brooke Brackney, and I'm going to share a few big events that have helped shape and form me into the person that I am today. Growing up, it was not unusual for my family to move around a lot due to my dad's job with baseball. When starting elementary school, I had already moved 8 times. Sometimes these moves were in the same town, and other times I wasn't as lucky. Moving during the fourth grade, however, was the most difficult for me as we were going 2.5 hours away to be closer to my dad's family. Coming to a new school and not knowing anyone was very scary. Erik Erikson proposed a theory of 8 stages of development. At this time in my life, I was in the fourth stage, industry versus inferiority. Moving to a school that was much bigger than my last, I always felt very behind in my schoolwork. However, my parents assured me that this would be our last move, and I began to ease into my new community. It was a few years later, when I was in the sixth grade, that my parents decided that they were going to get a divorce. Although I am comfortable with my family being different and having two homes now, this was not always the case. Philosopher Abraham Maslow proposed a theory that humans operate based upon a hierarchy of needs. When my parents first got a divorce, I began feeling a sense of not belonging, and my social environments began to change drastically. I felt that I could not be upset about all the changes that were taking place as I was trying to be a role model and helping hand for my younger siblings. Therefore, I was stuck in the social portion of the hierarchy of needs model, which in turn affected my esteem and self-actualization. I did not have many friends, and I began shutting out others around me as I was upset about the things that were happening in my home life. It was then that I became very close with my siblings, and we were always together and transitioned from my parents' separate houses. As time went on and my parents each met new people, I began to feel more comfortable with all of the changes that were taking place. It became normal for me to spend time with my parents separately, and I was able to feel better about not only the situation but also myself. Unlike many of my peers around me, I am able to call two places my home. In these homes, I am surrounded by many loved ones. In one home, I have 2 sisters, 2 brothers, my dad and stepmom. In my other, I have 3 sisters, 3 brothers, my mom and stepdad. Helping out around the house has always been something expected of me, being the oldest at home in a large family. I spend a lot of time babysitting and helping my siblings with their schoolwork, and also on my own. Finding time for extracurricular activities, friends, and these responsibilities at home was always very stressful and hard for me, although I wouldn't change it for anything. It was these experiences that were able to help me get started on my choice of career path of becoming a future educator. Donald Super proposed a theory that developing a sense of self and realizing that you change over time is important when planning your career. At this point, I was in the exploration phase of Super's theory as I was helping my siblings by checking their homework and prepare for tests, which I helped develop my interest in teaching. With this in mind, I began having more experiences within the teaching field. My senior year of high school, I was able to cadet teach for a first grade classroom. Helping students who were struggling in small groups was one of the duties that was most impactful for me. It was truly rewarding to see students' faces light up as they began to understand a subject. At this point, I was in the stage of establishment in Super's theory. Getting accepted into IU was another big experience for me in the teaching field. Taking classes that provide me the ability to work with students and also gain more knowledge on how to help them is another part of my phase of establishment for the theory. As my video comes to an end, I can truly say that I am blessed to have the support systems that I do. My friends and family have been there for me through it all and are always there for me every step of the way. This video is just a gentle reminder that although I have already experienced so much, this is not the end. It's just the beginning.